Hello, I'm uploading a video of Destiny. Thought I would add some commentary to it as well. I did actually do this once, and then in my infinite wisdom I decided to cancel the recording, so it's a good job it wasn't 13 minutes of my life wasted. However, anyway, here's the actual gameplay of Destiny. This is the beta at the moment. I've been playing it, well, I was playing the alpha a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month ago. Ignore the loading times on this. Essentially most of it I think is coming down from my internet, although it runs absolutely smoothly once it's down. If you're a fan of first person shooters, then this is going to be the game for you, especially if you love customization and creating your own character and upgrading your weapons and things like that. It's got everything and more so far. Essentially, once you boot up the beta, I assume the full game is going to be something very similar. You create your character. You can also have more than one character. You've got your three classes, you've got your warlock, you've got your titan, and you've got your hunter, and I'm a hunter. Hunters are essentially your stealthy kind of characters, titans are your brutes that take everything, warlocks have got some form of magic abilities. The good thing is, regardless of which class you take, although they've got special abilities, special disadvantages as well, depending upon their character, all the weapons are open to everybody. This is your basic ship that you can start and fly around. I've upgraded mine, but essentially all you can do with an upgraded ship is it's just aesthetics. It's just what you want it to look like. If you want to stand out differently than everybody else, buy a ship. If you don't bother. Spend your money on some weapons or armour. The money in the game is called Glimmer. But there are also other things included. You've got Crucible points and you've got Vanguard points, and they're used to buy weapons that you can't otherwise normally get. You get Crucible points through the PvP, which is currently 6 versus 6. In the beta at least, there's only one mode you can play in the Crucible, and the Vanguard points you get from doing missions in the free walk around of the world, which is what I'll be doing. I won't be doing any of the Vanguard missions, but I will be showing you the world just by going on the free mode and none of the actual missions. Where we're going to now, it's called the Tower. Essentially, it's a meeting place for everybody to meet, greet, say hello. There are tons of secrets here. I found 0 of them, but I've read a lot of them on the beta forums. And essentially here you can buy weapons, buy armour, sell weapons, sell armour, pick up bounties, pick up missions. There's lots of things to do. I've just done a online event. That's where something will happen in the free world and you can join in with other people to take it on, and it will be a big thing. You can't take them on your own, unfortunately. Well, you can try, but I can guarantee you won't succeed. Even level 8, I've never been able to take anything on my own. And bad guys drop weapons all the time, and he will decode them for you. This is how you level up, essentially. I've leveled up quite a bit. You can only get to level 8 in the beta, but you can continue leveling up your abilities, which is kind of nice. These are your weapons. You've got your basic special weapon, you've got your super heavy weapon, which is machine gun rocket launcher, and your secondary weapon, which for me, I've gone as a sniper. I've also got a shotgun just in case. However, that's my phone. If you change your special weapon, well, if you change any of your weapons by your basic run and gun shoot, it does lose all the ammo for it. So just be wary about that, which kind of makes sense. If you're using a sniper rifle and you switch to a shotgun as your secondary weapon, it's probably not going to be using the same ammunition. So this is basically it so far. This is Earth, that's the explore mode. These are the story modes that have all been completed by me. You can go 1 player, you can go up to 3 player. There are sections you can only do on 3 player, which is this, a level 6 strike. Strike teams, you have to go as at least 3 of you. You can drop down until there's 1 of you, so you go in as 3 people, 2 people leave, but you won't be able to complete it. It's stupidly hard. It's designed so that you have to work as a team. Unfortunately, most people don't talk. It's not overly important because everything is on screen. You can see when people go down, you can see where all the bad guys are with your little radar. You don't need to talk. It adds so much more to it if you do, so I do encourage everybody to use their headsets if they've got them, even if it's the basic one that's included in with the PS4, assuming you're playing on the PS4, which is what I am doing. I should have pointed that out, but I'll admit, even I don't. And so here we are, and there's me firing for no reason. This is Old Russia, where we start off on the game. I'm level 8 and the bad guys around here are level 2, so all of a sudden, bang, down in 1. These are your basic grunts, sharks, and they're normally supported by other characters. There are essentially 2 types of bad guy on this. You will see the second type in a minute. These are your normal guys. These, essentially, they're like some form of robots. And there's another group called the Flood. No, sorry, not the Flood. The Hive. It's by Bungie. They did Halo. It is essentially the Flood. It's not a bad thing. They're still very different, but you'll see what I mean when I bring them up. And that was a grenade. Each of the classes, the Titan, the Warlock, the Hunter, which I am, have got their own different types of grenades. I've only played as the Hunter, which I love, and the Warlock, and they've got 2 different types of grenade. I'm assuming the Titan does. That little cube that I brought up, he's essentially your go-to guy. If you're in the middle of a mission, you don't know where to go, you bring him up, he'll tell you which way to go. It'll also bring up this little speeder, which again, just like your spaceship, you can upgrade, and again, it does nothing. It makes your speeder faster, it doesn't give you any form of weapon, it's an aesthetic sort of thing. Fine, go for it. This is just to give you an indication of the map size and how much detail is in here. You can literally, everything you've seen on screen apart from beyond that river, you can go wherever you want to go. And you hop off your speeder and boom, straight into a fight. There are bad guys everywhere. It'll take you half an hour to walk from one end of the map to the next. It's a really big map and the bad guys will spawn constantly through it. As the Hunter, I've got a secondary weapon, which is a throwing knife, which is actually quite good. I'm surprised at how many kills I've actually got using that. But I'm going to go through a flood, no, not a flood, a hive infested area to show you what the other second set of bad guys look like. So you've got, although you've got your 2 different sets of bad guys, within then you've got your different groupings, your different levels essentially. You've got your very basic grunts, take a couple of hits if that and they're down. You've then got guys that will take a few more punches and have got better weapons, and then you've got people like that with shields, all the way up to huge giant fuck off robots with cannons that'll kill you in one, and that's the sort of thing you have to work together. There's me being unable to jump. Bad guys drop things all the time, and it's worth noting that if you pick something up, it doesn't mean your friends can't pick the same thing up. Everything you see on screen is for you only, so don't leave anything behind unless you physically can't carry it. So here we go, this is an area, torch comes on, and I do admit I absolutely love the areas with the torches. And you'll encounter the Hive. Scary. They're essentially zombie kind of things. They look similar to the other group of bad guys, whose name I don't know. I don't think it's actually been mentioned in the game, but they had a particular point when you played this through on the mission of calling these the Hive and saying how dangerous they are, and I thought they'd all gone extinct, and I don't know the backstory yet. And I'm looking forward to finding it out. There's me being able to actually throw a knife. As you'll see later on, I can't throw for shit normally. But yeah, if we come up here now, the atmosphere is fantastic in some of the game, and the music at times really does match. Now, those guys, beginning with the T, whose name again I missed, they're... I can't name for shit. These guys can be quite scary. In a darkened cave, I encountered a group of them, about 8, and I was in an area that was off limits. They don't restrict you. There are areas where it says please leave now and it gives you a countdown, but normally it doesn't restrict you, and if you go into an area with bad guys at a too high a level, it'll just put question marks above the head and they'll kill you in one. And I was chased to a cave by 8 of those zombies. They don't have guns, they just have claws. And yeah, all I could see was a torch as I'm spinning around corner and corner and all these zombies chasing me. Every character's got a special weapon, every character class. The class for the Hunter is a golden gun, nod to GoldenEye there, and it genuinely kills most characters in one. It's absolutely fantastic in PvP, but if it's against a big giant boss, which you won't see in this run through, it'll just do a heavier amount of damage. You'll get 3 shots into it. You can upgrade it. I've not even finished upgrading that yet, and I'm just on the beta. But the maps are huge. As I go through here and come out into this other area, I could have travelled there a completely different way. The maps just continue round and round, and as I say, it will take you half an hour just to go around it, and that's without even going down all the side alleys. They're spin metal leaves. I can throw again. There are collectibles in this. You seem to be able to trade them in at the tower for things, but as of yet there's nothing particularly important that you get out of them. The 2 groups, the Hive and the guys whose names I can't remember or haven't been told, they'll fight each other. They're hostile to each other as much as they are to you, and if you ignore them, they'll just fight each other happily and not care, until they'll eventually turn on you. So sometimes it's a good idea, if you're outgunned, just to basically leave them to it. Now the good thing about this as well is other people are playing this game at the same time as you. If you're in an area and there's a handful of other people in the area, they'll appear on your radar. You can help them. You can't talk to them. You'd have to join up in a fire team, but if you bring up your menu, you can go to the area to see who's in the area, and you can offer to join them or ask them to bring you, and there's me not being able to throw that time. It is voice acted, this game, and the cast that they've got so far will make a lot of geeks wet, to put it bluntly. There's Peter, I forget his surname, from Game of Thrones, everyone's favourite character, Tyrion Lannister. He's in this. And also, what made me a little bit geeky and had to find out if it definitely was the voice that I heard it was and hoped it was, Nathan Fillion is also in this. I've only heard him the one time doing a free mission on this level, and I've never encountered him since, so I assume he's going to be bigger in the game. He could even be associated with the Titan class that I've not played as, and here's me throwing. Because each class has got their own boss, I want to say, a character that you can talk to back at the tower, who gives you weapons and armour that's best suited for you. The armour is unique for each of the classes, by the way. As you can see, somebody's fallen down behind me. I can go and revive him if I want. Well, I do want to, but unfortunately the bugger revives himself and boosts back to the start of this area. So you can wait for somebody to revive you if you think somebody's going to revive you. There's a floating guy because it's a beta. Or you can just restart and run back into the fight, as he's probably done just there. And there's me actually being able to throw for once. And that is pretty much it. I think I'm going to leave you with this floating dude. No, that's a little bit strange. I will take out 3 more guys, and then I will call it a night. But essentially, yeah, if you love your first-person shooters, if you love being able to create characters that are unique to you, get this game. It's going to be huge.